Quran will appear as a pale man and will say that he was the Muslim's companion in life and will intercede for him. Is that not correct?
Can you give me a reference for that?
That's in the hadith.
Which hadith?
Seriously, you don't...
Take a note. He just said, when he said to him the Quran will appear as a pale man, he said, can you give me a reference? And he shake his head as if he is wondering, as if he heard it for the first time. I mean, how you are saying, give me a reference, and now later you will say to them, you will say to him, well, you know, this is weak hadith. I mean, he just acted as if he never heard this before. And now he will say to him, well, this is weak hadith.
Correct.
Can you give me a reference for that?
That's in the hadith.
Which hadith?
Seriously, you don't think I'm going to go back? I mean, like, I don't know.
Are you saying that's not in the hadith?
That is not in any authentic hadith that I've ever read.
So you'd say it's not authentic? No, that's fine. If you say it's not authentic.
This is not an authentic hadith he ever read. Do you remember what I said to you? Take a note that he said he is Hanbali. Do you remember? He said the original of Islam he believed in is like Hanbali.
Aqidah, right?
Yes.
So that was the original Aqidah from the time of the Prophet ﷺ, and that's what I follow today. Okay.
Remember here he is challenging them to show him the hadith. How the Quran is the kalam of Allah and is not created by Allah. How you make it belong to Allah if it's not Allah who made it? I mean, do you see the stupidity? If I say the Quran is the word of Allah, and then I say that it's not created by Allah, so how it is the word of Allah? Stupidity is amazing. Okay, now we go back to zero. So the Quran will come as a man. The guy, he denied the hadith. He says, can you show me the reference? Claiming that he never heard of it. He want to see the reference. He want to see the evidence. Suddenly he want to talk about evidence. All the time he was just making a speech. Let me explain to you what it means that the Quran will intercede.
But notice the Ibn Majah version says the Quran will come on the day of resurrection like a pale man and will say, I am the one that kept you awake at night and made you thirsty during the day.
Excellent. Narration Ibn Majah is a very weak narration.
They didn't grade it as weak.
Can you show me their grading?
Yeah, it's in Hassan.
It's in
Arabic now.
You just ruined his phone. You can't see anything in English now.
Where does it say Hassan?
He was saying that this is a weak hadith before even he knew the hadith. Remember, he said there's no such a hadith, which means he never saw it. He never heard of it. And he said, then when they showed him the hadith, he said it's weak. Actually, before they saw him the hadith, he said it's weak. Let us go and get this guy busted. Remember, he said that he believed that the Hanbali are the right one. Didn't he say that? Hanbali? Well, this is the book of Ibn Hanbal. Musnad Ahmad ibn Hanbal. And this is the hadith in front of us. And here you ask yourself, if this hadith is rejected, how this guy is teaching them about Allah and about the Quran, saying that the Quran will come to you as a pale man? When those people, they say such a thing, read carefully. وَإِنَّ الْقُرْآنَ يَلْقَى صَاحِبَهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ حِينَ يَنْشَقُّ عَنْهُ الْقَبْرُ أو قَبْرَهُ كَالرَّجُلِ الشَّاحِبِ. This is the book of Ibn Hanbal, and he is using it to explain how the Quran will intercede. So how this coward, he says that he believed that the Hanbal is the true way of the Prophet, and this is Ibn Hanbal using the hadith to explain how the Quran will come and intercede. Remember, if this hadith is rejected or not valid, there's no way this guy will use it to explain. I mean, have you ever heard of a liar like this? So now if we click it, translate. Let us see if we can do Google translation. Let me copy the link first and I will post it for you. And every Muslim can go there and you will see that this is Musnad Ibn Hanbal. the one who he said, hadith number 22, hadith number, as you see on the screen, 22435. This is his master, who he belonged to his sect, as he claimed that Ibn Hanbal is the true way of Islam, saying that the Quran will come as a pale man and he will intercede for the person. The translation here is funny, you know, but we can use Google Translation separately, because I don't see a translation coming good here. I see hand or short lilas. What is that, man? But anyway, the Quran will come to you. I mean, translation is really coming horrible here. So let us do this. We will open Google Translation. We will copy the sentence. We will use individual text translation. Google Translate. We will copy and post and paste in Google in front of your eyes. Google is smart. Could not recognize the Arabic language. Here we go. The Quran will meet his companion, or the man, in the day of resurrection in his grave, and he will come to him as a pale man. Pale man, you see it? And this is in the book of Musnad Ahmad ibn Hanbal, which he claimed that this is the true teaching of the Prophet of Allah. I mean, how we can explain the lies of those liars? Already you admitted that the Quran is not created. Already you admitted that the Quran was always with Allah. Already you admitted that the Quran exists by itself. And now you admitted that the Quran will intercede, but you are rejecting that he will come as a man. And when they show you the hadith, you say to us, it is da'if. Where is the reference? And why Ibn Hanbal is using it if it's a stupid hadith? Now, are we done? No. Let us get him more busted, and let me give you the link for the first one. This is the link for the first hadith to be posted for you. Oh, I did not post the link, sorry. This is the text. What a potato, man. I have a different hadith from Ibn Hanbal too. And that one is even showing the grade of the hadith. Let us share that one. Hold on. Here we go. Let me put it on the screen. Let us get him more busted. This is Musnad ibn Ahmad ibn Hanbal, and this is hadith number 22461. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يجيء القرآن يوم القيامة كالرجل الشاحب فيقول لصاحبه أنا الذي أسهرت ليلك وأظمأت هواجرك. The Quran will come in the judgment day as a pale man. Now what is the grade of this hadith? Hey Abdul, you claim that you speak Arabic. It says that a hadith like this is possible to be authentic and hasan. فَمِثْلُهُ يَحْتَمِلُ حَدِيثَهُ التَّحْسِينَ أَمَّا التَّصْحِيحَ فَهُوَ بَعِيد. And then I can explain to you here what it means فَهُوَ بَعِيد, because the Muslims, they say, oh, it's not authentic. It says that. It says it is hadith Hasan and even possible to be authentic. And let us show you how we can prove that, because we are not done. This is the same hadith, and this is the official Islamic page in Facebook. As-Sunnah Nabawiyya wa Sahih al-Hadith. The authentic hadith. And here they are posting for you the Quran in both in English and in Arabic. And then they say here, the Rawi, the reporter of the hadith, is Abu Huraira. And this can be found in a silsila sahiha, which means the chain of authentic. Page number or hadith number 2829. And here it says the grade of this hadith is Hasan or Sahih. So choose one. Let us go down and read the translation made by Muslims in English. The Quran comes in the day of resurrection like a pale man, says to his owner, do you know me? I was the one who stayed up at the night and the light of your wages, even if he was a dealer behind his trade. I mean, you can read the rest of the hadith. The reporter is Abu Huraira. The source is the book of Al-Albani. And then the page number or the hadith number is 2829. And the rank is Hasan or Sahih. Is what? Is Hasan or Sahih. Not Da'if or Da'if as this guy. And this guy, he said, it's very weak. Not only he said it's weak, it's very, very, very weak. When Ibn Hanbal, he confirmed it. Al-Albani, he confirmed it. And remember, this is written in the book of Ibn Majah, and even at Tirmidhi, he mention something similar to this, that the Quran will come to you. And by the way, the Quran will come. How the Quran come? Unless he is an individual. The Quran will come to you. Translate to English. The Messenger of Allah said that in the day of resurrection, the Quran comes the same as a pale man. The rest of the translation is funny. Are we done? No, we have even bigger surprise. This is the book of As-Silsila Sahiha by Al-Imam Al-Albani. This is the book name. This is the author name, very well-known funny scholar. Volume number 7. It says here, hadith number 2829, the Quran come as a pale man. What is the hadith? Sahihah. Sahih. Let me post the link for all of you so you can save it and get this guy busted. And let us use Google Translation again. Remember, he said this is a very weak hadith. The Islamic scholar, they say this is very Sahih hadith. Which one of them we should trust? Even the book name is the correct authentic hadith, which means everything there is correct. So it is Sahih, hadith number 2829. The Quran will come in the day of resurrection as a pale man. But this potato in the video, he denied it, and he said this is a weak hadith, very weak hadith. Not only it's a weak. Here we ask ourselves a very simple question. Are we going to find one day a decent Muslim who is proud to be a Muslim? He is not ashamed of what his prophet said, so he tried to lie in order to hide it? If the Muslim scholars say it is strong, it is sahih, why this guy is denying it? This is a different website, Al-Maktaba Al-Shamila, Islamic Library, the book of the explanation of the book Al-Jami' لأحكام الصيام. From the greatest of hadith, which the Prophet, he said, is this one, that the Quran will come in the image or the shape of a pale man. This is not only a great hadith, is one of the greatest. Which Muslim we should believe? Click translate to English. One of the greatest hadith came in the authority of the Prophet, may Allah bless him. Like, what the heck? One, he is saying to us this is a fabricated hadith, and the other one saying to us this is one of the greatest. That the Quran will come in the judgment day like a man. Which one we should believe? Muslims, where is the dignity and where is the honesty? This is your Islamic books saying this is one of the greatest hadith. And remember, here we are using, Google translation, so it's not too much accurate, but it's fine. The Quran, he will come to him in the grave and he will take a form of a pale man. And this is what? This is one of the greatest hadith mentioned by the Prophet.